Good day, esteemed audience. I am delighted to welcome you all to our presentation on a highly topical subject, the transformation of retail networks and the potentials for relocalization. Our research team comprises 3 members who are lecturers at various universities in Hungary and share a common interest in this field. We are thrilled to have the opportunity to share our findings with you today. Our goal is not only to inform but also to encourage dialogue and collaboration among attendees. With that in mind, we hope this presentation will inspire thought-provoking discussions and potential partnerships. Without further ado, let's delve into our research. In recent years, there has been a growing awareness of the negative externalities associated with global trade, including environmental pressures and negative local social impacts. This has led to initiatives aimed at relocalizing food production and supply chains as a response to these systemic problems. As a result, the concept of food sovereignty has gained increasing importance in the public discourse. One of the main drivers of this transformation has been the rapid expansion of hypermarkets and supermarkets. While these retail giants have brought many benefits, such as convenience and low prices, their growth has also had significant impacts on local economies. Fierce price competition and aggressive branding strategies have enabled hypermarkets to eliminate smaller, local competitors. Despite this, smaller sellers still have several advantages over hypermarkets. They can provide a personal touch, trust, and credibility that larger retailers often lack. Moreover, they may leverage new and innovative opportunities to compete with larger retailers. Our research has found that consumers' criteria for local products in Hungary include naturalness, health, trust, knowledge of origin, support for local producers and sellers, shorter transport distances, and environmentally friendly products. Additionally, young consumers may also have an emotional attachment to local products, such as a sense of pride, and are motivated by novelty and experiences. In summary, our research highlights the need to consider the potential benefits of relocalizing food production and supply chains, especially in light of the growing importance of food sovereignty and the need to overcome food insecurity. When it comes to sustainability, long supply chains have faced some serious criticism. Many scholars believe that the globalization of food trade is the culprit behind the increase in the distance that our food travels. Let's now look at 3 well-known economists who are promoting local food systems and reducing dependence on long-distance food supply chains. All 3 of these economists see short food supply chains as a way to promote local economic development, reduce environmental impact, and improve food security, and they have all worked to promote these ideas through their research, writing, and advocacy work. Michael Schumann is an economist and author who advocates for the development of local economies and argues that short food supply chains can help to strengthen local communities and create jobs. He emphasizes the importance of buying locally produced goods for the benefit of local economies. By supporting local producers, money circulates within the community through a multiplier effect, leading to the growth of small-scale businesses and the creation of local jobs. Additionally, buying locally can reduce carbon emissions associated with long-distance transport and promote social and environmental sustainability. Overall, supporting local producers can have a positive impact on the local economy and contribute to a more sustainable future. David Boyle has argued that free trade advocates often overlook the external costs of importing food. David Boyle is an economist and writer who promotes the idea of a radical localism, which involves building stronger local economies through the use of local currencies, small-scale agriculture, and local supply chains. Meanwhile, Professor Tim Lang coined the term food miles to refer to the distance that food travels between where it's produced and where it's consumed. The problem is that when food travels long distances, it results in significant environmental costs, such as increased carbon dioxide emissions. This is where buying local food comes in as a rational solution to both increase economic welfare and reduce environmental costs. These researchers suggest that buying locally can have positive impacts on local economies by keeping money within the community and supporting local small-scale businesses. SFSCs have emerged in response to the challenges with the global food chains, food security, food safety, environmental impact, bargaining power of small-scale producers, and the increasing consumer demand for more transparent and ethical food systems. By understanding the key features of SFSCs, we can better appreciate their potential to promote sustainable agriculture. SFSCs are characterized by proximity, which can take three main forms: geographical, social, and organizational. It means that the physical distance between producer and consumer is short, with only maximum one intermediary involved in sales and distribution. There is higher level of trust and social interaction between producer and consumer. These features enable SFSCs to enhance food quality and safety, promote local and seasonal food diversity, foster community building and shared responsibility. Recent years have seen greater attention paid to initiatives designed to relocalize food production and distribution in the agri-food sector in order to address the systemic problems discussed earlier. Ilbrey et al., 2006. Relocalized production chains reduce the proximity between production and processing. Furthermore, the local dimension and the regional provenance of the products are emphasized. Relocalization can result in reduced proximity between the location of production and consumption as well. SFSCs can strengthen the development of food networks, facilitate direct information exchange, create mutual trust, transparency and traceability. The greatest benefits of SFSCs are fairer power relations of producers and their reduced economic vulnerability. Producers can become price setters rather than price takers, and they can apply more differentiated product marketing strategies with regards to packaging, the use of logos and brand names. SFSCs can improve access to fresh, high-quality food. Agricultural producers operating in the short food supply chain are the weakest agents. They have a weak bargaining position and negotiation power. They are usually small-scale farmers, sole traders or micro-enterprises having weak self-organization and bargaining power. They have limited time for selling their products, therefore it is crucial for them to maximize their selling opportunities by cooperation, making joint investments and selling their products via different sales channels. SFSCs provide an opportunity for farmers not to be overly dependent on the stronger participants of traditional distribution channels, leaving aside the fact that crop yields fluctuate in time and quantity. Experience has shown that in most cases SFSCs have a prime mover, for instance civil society actors, leader groups, local authorities or public bodies, since it can often be very difficult for farmers to navigate the overly complex system of legislation without external help. In Hungary, regular farmers' markets are the dominant and most popular type of SFSCs. Although there is a growing demand for more innovative types, especially in the capital city, in county seats or at tourist sites, only a smaller proportion of consumers are regular customers. In the past 10 years, there has been several bottom-up approaches. Box scheme initiatives are becoming increasingly popular. Caterers and retail shops are supplied with local food products. In the next section, we will explore some of the types of SFSCs and their specific benefits. In this slide, we will compare traditional and modern forms of short food supply chains, SFSCs, focusing on the different types of points of sale. The traditional forms of SFSCs typically involved on-farm sales, such as farm shops, roadside sales, and pick your own. These sales channels have been used for centuries and offer a direct connection between farmers and consumers. However, these traditional forms have limitations in terms of reach and scalability. On the other hand, modern forms of SFSCs offer more diversity and flexibility in points of sale. For example, community-supported agriculture, CSA, has emerged as a popular way for consumers to buy fresh, locally grown produce directly from farmers, and to support the farm's operations. Box schemes, online sales, and online food sharing platforms offer convenient ways for consumers to access fresh, locally grown produce without leaving their homes. These modern forms have expanded the reach of SFSCs and allowed farmers to connect with consumers in new and innovative ways. In terms of points of sale, traditional SFSCs often relied on marketplaces, which have been the mainstay of food distribution for centuries. Today, farmers' markets, fairs, exhibitions, and vending machines are some of the modern alternatives to marketplaces. These provide opportunities for farmers to sell their products directly to consumers, and for consumers to learn more about the origin of their food. Overall, Modern forms of SFSCs have expanded the ways in which farmers and consumers can connect, while traditional forms continue to offer unique and valuable experiences for both. It's important to recognize the diversity and complexity of SFSCs and to support their development in ways that are appropriate for local contexts and needs. It is important to note that almost all forms have both traditional and innovative versions, tailored to the specific needs and requirements of the users. Fortunately, SFSCs are gaining popularity in Hungary, with sales models that involve a small number of intermediaries becoming increasingly common. This not only benefits local small-scale producers, but also consumers who can support their community and enjoy flexible, short supply chains. By strengthening the local economy and reducing the environmental impact of food production and transportation, SFSCs offer a sustainable alternative to traditional food distribution models. In Hungary, the popularity of short supply chains among consumers is mainly seen in shopping at local marketplaces. However, there is an increasing demand for new forms of short food supply chains, though it is still a relatively small group of regular customers. The modern SFSCs are mostly available in and around the capital, county capitals, and tourist areas. In the last 10 years, there have been several grassroots initiatives launched in the form of box schemes and attempts to introduce producer goods in public catering and larger supermarket chains. Currently, local producers' products are mainly available at festivals and fairs, with less availability in hotels, restaurants, and tourist offices, even though tourists are interested in local specialties. Local producers would benefit from partnerships to promote and sell their products, and cooperation between producers would allow for a wider range of products to be offered. Attractions based on local products, traditional and regional foods, can also be a draw for tourists who are receptive to new experiences and are willing to try new tastes and ingredients. There are several organizations in Hungary that support short food supply chains. One such organization in Hungary aims to help SFSCs by gathering and providing a database of visible box schemes, shopping and basket communities, and community farms, as well as online producer platforms, open port networks, and local product topic draws for easier access. Short food supply chains face a range of challenges that must be addressed to balance the competing demands for efficiency and quality, while maintaining proximity and trust between producers and consumers. Some of these challenges include the regulatory hurdles related to food safety and other requirements can be difficult for small-scale producers to comply with, especially if they lack the necessary infrastructure and technology. Secondly, logistics can be more challenging and expensive due to smaller volumes of products distributed over a smaller area. Limited marketing resources and access to financing and credit can also limit the visibility and growth of small-scale producers. It's important to mention that there is a need to improve business and management-related transversal skills of small producers to make them more successful in a rapidly changing world. Improving consumer education and motivation to support local producers is a key component of building stronger short food supply chains. And lastly, in Hungary, market outlets may be reluctant to source local products due to the administrative burden of working with multiple producers. To address this, an intermediary organization can help to streamline the procurement process and reduce the burden on outsourcing units. Despite these challenges, there are promising developments, such as new policy initiatives and growing consumer interests in locally sourced and sustainable food. By working together to overcome these challenges and build stronger, more resilient short food supply chains, we can create a more sustainable and equitable food system for all. The success of SFSC's networks shows that a supporting actor such as an NGO, local authority, SFSC's organizers, or a public organization is essential in the vast majority of cases. The form of SFSCs should be tailored to the specific situation, locality, environment, and actual needs of the consumers. To address the high transport and distribution costs, a box system can be implemented, where boxes are delivered to a distribution point and picked up by consumers who order them at a given time. A common point of sale can also be set up in hotels, tour information offices, and producer shelves jointly operated by the participants as a solution to the problems faced by small producers. Placing locavore shelves in catering establishments such as restaurants, bars, buffets, and hotels with kitchens, can benefit both the marketing of local products and the catering establishment. Consumers can taste the products, associate them with a place and story, and the catering outlet can offer a unique menu made from local products. A positive shift can be seen in the case of retail chains. A good practice that should be mentioned here is the case of SPAR, that is a retail chain store in Hungary. SPAR has made it a top priority to support locally produced food, Hungarian producers, businesses, and domestic agriculture. Their dedication is evident through the impressive 90% domestic procurement rate of the food products they distribute. In addition, they have established a network of small suppliers, which has facilitated the creation of new procurement and sales channels in 2022. To further aid small family companies and individual businesses trading in locally produced agricultural products, SPAR has introduced the Treasures of Regions initiative. To make it easier for customers to identify these products in SPAR stores, they are labeled with a distinctive red apple logo and the Treasures of the Regions inscription. The HUF 1.7 billion program aims to increase sales opportunities for small-scale Hungarian suppliers and generate new job opportunities. Its objective is to integrate as many small suppliers as possible at the regional level, fostering a more sustainable and prosperous agricultural sector in Hungary. Reviving the traditions of market towns and making them eligible for the title of a market town, if they meet specific quality criteria, can also be a way of revitalizing these areas. Businesses and cooperatives could be awarded the title based on criteria such as locally produced products, standard quality, fair pricing, legal employment, and helping young people set up local businesses. In addition to building on past traditions, digital innovations such as platform-based trading offer huge potential. Platforms provide the infrastructure for value-creating interactions between producers and consumers, and they can leverage new sources of value creation and market supply. Community feedback can replace traditional quality assurance, making market interactions more efficient and responsive to user needs. We see the rise of platform-based trading as transforming market competition and economic growth. As we conclude our presentation, we want to thank you for your kind attention.